Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman, and we can talk about agriculture protection later today, but we need to talk a lot about budget today. You know, more and more Kansans that I talk with are saying that the national debt's their top priority. As mentioned before, we've surpassed $34 trillion in debt at the beginning of this calendar year, and actually we're on target to be more than $36 trillion in debt by the end of this fiscal year. Every American's on the hook for $102,000. That's every man, woman, and child. Today, we're borrowing $1 out of $4 we spend at the federal level. Imagine if you were a family or a small business. You simply could not survive spending 25% of your spending being borrowed. And here's the sad truth. When we squabble over the spending on this committee or the House floor, it's over a drop in the bucket of the total spending by the federal government. Discretionary spending, spending that we actually vote on each year, only accounts for less than 30% of all government spending. The rest is automatic spending, set in place through various programs. In fact, discretionary spending is less than last year's deficit, so even if we set all of our appropriations to $0, which we could not or would not do, since that includes military and veterans and so many other high priority issues, we would still be borrowing just to cover the automatic spending we don't even get to vote on. This crisis didn't happen overnight. It's taken years to get to this point, but it seems that it's accelerating. This spending and debt increase has occurred over years, but the rapid acceleration is because of President Biden's outrageous spending is the largest deficit spending by any president in history outside of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's clear that the status quo in Washington is not working. We haven't passed all 12 appropriations bills on time since 1996, and both sides are to blame. We can't keep passing omnibus spending bills and continuing resolutions that do nothing to address our country's fiscal stability. A fiscal commission is one approach to correct course, and we're seeing here today there's bipartisan support to establish one. I know there are members on this committee who have attempted to address Washington's radical spending before. I've been a strong supporter of a balanced budget amendment, and even introduced an amendment to Congress last year to reduce non-defense spending by a mere 1%. Just a small start to correct Washington's broken spending. It's encouraging that now there are a growing number of members who see this real threat to our nation and are ready to act. As we mark up these bills, I want to remind my colleagues that our detrimental spending habits today aren't just impacting the world we live in, but it's going to have deep impact on our kids, grandkids, and great-grandkids. And it's the future generations that will bear the brunt of this body putting off making hard decisions. I urge my colleagues, both Republicans and Democrats, to take today's discussion seriously because $34 trillion in debt is a sobering number, and we must correct course now. Passing these three bills is the right step in breaking Washington's bad spending habits. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.